It's about that time.
City News, City News. What's happening in your city? City News, City News. City News, City News. You got love for your city? City News, City News. City News, City News. City News. Oh, City News, City News. City News.
Well, it looks like we're back for another episode of City Views.
Yes, we are.
Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Coming at you each and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. sharp, with the best coming at you from the Northwest Hills of Connecticut. And we're so happy today to have with us on the show Christina Emery, who is now the newest Executive Director of Brooker Memorial. Welcome to the show, Christina.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure having you here. And one thing we take a lot of pride in here at City Views is highlighting those individuals, organizations, groups, entities that are just making a difference in our community, because we need difference makers in our community, especially in these days and times, okay? People get ridiculous out there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're trying to raise up those people that are holding it down.
Oh, yeah.
And Christina is definitely one of those individuals that is doing that. And we're going to talk to her a little bit about her career, her past career, her future vision in her new position with Brooker Memorial, and all kinds of good stuff. As always, we're going to be hearing from Michelle Cook, our 65th District State Rep, as they wind up the House session in Hartford. She's going to be filling us in on all the deets, on all the hot stuff that's taking place. And we're also going to be hearing from Pascal James, who's going to be giving us some tips on all of you that are interested in looking into the housing market. Also, two members of Culture for a Cause, actually three, Kareem as well. Kareem, Joe, and Shane, our field correspondents, have just released their new music video. Now, Joe's going to be calling us in, and we're going to be talking to him about it. We thought we might be able to give you a shot of the video, but we might have to wait to do that until next week. However, we still want to hear from Joe and all the great things that went into making this happen. So you guys stay tuned for that in the second half of the show. However, in the meantime, we'd like to take this opportunity to show some love to our sponsors. Coryse?
Yeah, we can definitely show love to our sponsors. Jacque, although Jacque thought I had a drink of 2 beers yesterday, meanwhile, I'm talking to Christina about
bears.
about bears that passed through my backyard. And Jacque is talking about drinking beers. I don't know what's on his mind, but Jacque, it was the animal bears. Okay?
Well, okay. See, the women are ganging up on me already, man. You know, it's like Karen isn't here, but she's just replaced her with another one, Jacque Bosher.
We stick together.
So yeah, you know, you women, man, you're tough to beat, tough act to follow.
Yeah, we're missing 2 of our team members.
Yeah.
Our co-hosts today, huh?
Yeah.
Karen and Kareem.
Yeah, Karen and Kareem.
The 2 Ks.
The 2 Ks, special Ks. Kareem's working hard for the city in his new position with the Department of Rec. And Park and Rec. So, you know, he's doing his thing, but hopefully he'll be back with us next week.
And Karen's busy with Friendly Hands.
Yeah, the call of duty is there. So
they do great work there.
Yeah.
They do, absolutely, they do. So
and they're preparing for their big golf tournament.
Yep, that's coming up.
So
yep,
May 20th.
Can't wait.
May 20th.
Woo, that's right around the corner.
That is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I'm going to get to our sponsors. Let me just put my spectacles on here. And we're going to start with our big city sponsors, Toth Insurance Agency, 1151 East Main Street, Torrington. Better Protection, Better Value, 860-496-7771. Toth INS at optonline.net. Next we have Mel Brickman and Health Markets, 16 McDermott Ave, Suite 1, Torrington.
Better call Mel.
And he can be reached at 860-307-1128, healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Brooks, Todd and McNeil Insurance, 69 Water Street, Torrington. Keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. 860-598-8753, brookstoddmcneil.com. And Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington. Pediatric care for over 50 years. 860-482-8177. TorringtonPediatrics.com.
And thank you to our sponsors. We really, really appreciate you. And we couldn't do this without you.
Hey, I saw Mel this morning.
Did you?
Yeah. Every day I like to take a different route while walking my dog. And the bike path doesn't always do it for me. I don't like monotony. I have to change it up. And I've been discovering Torrington so much more. So today I parked behind the Y and I walked, I walked down Water Street and then all the way up Main Street to the police station, and then I crossed and I went down like Forest Street and back around to the Y, and I saw this lovely convertible driving past me. And I'm like, is that Mel?
Yeah.
I better call Mel.
The actual Mel, not on the
He was taking advantage of this beautiful day we had. But let me just say, my walks have been inspiring, and like I said, discovering so much about Torrington, like the nature, the beauty of it. The little neighborhoods are so nice and just quiet and serene.
Some
and
beautiful architecture, beautiful gardening.
Yeah, especially the area behind the police station. The architecture back there is amazing.
It is.
It really is. It's really
Some
nice.
treasures.
Yeah.
I think it's just the perfect backdrop for the television and film industry, wouldn't you say?
You know, speaking as an actress,
yes, definitely.
I do say yes.
But Christina, thank you. It's so great having you on the show.
Thank you.
And I know that once we got the word that you were getting the position, we were all like, okay, Brooklyn Memorial is in good hands. The previous executive director, Kathy Coyle, just did a fantastic job
For 20 years.
Yes, she did.
Continuing the tradition and making the improvements in the administration of your services so that you have that community outreach. But talk to us a little bit about, what your vision is for Brooklyn Memorial going forward, and how you see Brooklyn Memorial filling its mission within the community.
Sure, yeah. Brooker is a very special place to be. I'm blessed to be there. It's wonderful to leave your desk and walk around the corner and see smiling kids.
Yeah.
So certainly it's a happy place to be. And it serves such an important niche, a need in the community. People can't get to work unless they have affordable, decent, quality childcare services. We offer childcare services, early learning, and also children of all income levels need dental care.
Yeah.
Without dental care, they're at risk for speech delays, problems eating. It can really affect long-term learning and chronic health problems. So to be able to offer those two very important needs to the community, it's a really a blessing to be there.
Absolutely. And when you're talking about kids and their development, especially in the dental aspect of things, that can carry a terrible stigma with you throughout your developmental years. So I think it's very astute of Brooklyn Memorial to, acknowledge that and address it because, you save the community one kid at a time.
Yeah.
And you never know what kid you're making an influence on and having an impact on where they can reach their full potential.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get my first tooth until I was 13 months. So my mom was a bit worried about me, but you know,
Everyone's different.
Everyone's different. But
Yep.
sometimes, you know, you have to just keep an eye on things,
Right.
on development, and
Right.
make sure that tooth is going to pop
Right.
out, or
Right. No.
or you know, the second, the third
Yep.
one. You have to make sure that they are popping out and that they're being taken care of.
And it's also about teaching children proper oral hygiene habits, educating them, educating the parents, instilling good habits early on will lead to a lifetime of good dental habits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, in your previous work as executive director for Primetime House, you know, you carry a very unique skill set to your current position. Can you talk a little bit about the transition that you're making?
Sure. Primetime is a wonderful agency. I've been blessed to lead 2 amazing agencies that do great work in Torrington. Primetime is a very unique place that supports adults with serious mental illness in a non-clinical setting. So it's a social rehab program where individuals can come together, share their talents, share their strengths, support each other, and learn from each other in a very peer-supported environment. The opportunity came with Kathy Coyle's retirement after 20 years. And, you know, it was a difficult decision, but I started my career working in a daycare center, actually during high
okay.
school. So to be able to return to an agency that focuses on kids was very exciting and intriguing to me.
How did you get the experience that young working in a daycare, though? I mean, to me, at that age,
Yep.
I would have been able to work in a daycare because I would have been, they would have, he wanted the kids, man.
Yeah, no, you know, babysitting in high school and, you know, started off just after high school in the after-school program, so
Yeah.
I was by no means a head teacher, but supporting the teachers, providing after-school care, summer care, and decided that wasn't the career path for me to become a teacher, but certainly that passion for an agency,
Yeah.
was-
It's great. Just yesterday, actually, I was on Facebook. It must have been I'm not sure if Torrington Parents Group, one of those groups, and this mother who recently moved to town is struggling because she wanted daycare for her child closer to where she works, and I believe she works an hour away. But you know, I'm reading the post, and it's just been one disaster after the other at this daycare agency that she was at. You know, with her kid coming home with bruises and
Ooh.
different things, one thing after the other, and she's on here just pleading for anyone to help her find a proper daycare that so that she can work
and know her kids are
focus on
safe.
work and know that her child
No,
is safe.
as a mother, my kids are now older, 20 and 15,
Oh,
but
wow.
went through that with kids, with daycare, and trying to find a place that met their needs and I
Yeah.
felt comfortable with. It's difficult, it's challenging. And unfortunately, there is a shortage of, especially for infant and toddler care. There just aren't enough slots. It's not just locally, but statewide. It's a real issue right now.
Well, speaking of statewide issues, let's hear from our 65th District State Rep, Michelle Cook, and see what's cooking.
I don't know. The phone's not lit up. What's
It's
going
not?
on? No.
Let's see here. Let's try this,
Oh, there it is.
and then let's try this.
Michelle,
Hello.
how are you?
What's cooking?
What's cooking?
Hey, Michelle, how are you?
We have Christina Emery on the show with us tonight, Michelle, and we were
Hello,
just
Christina
How
Emery.
are you?
we were just acknowledging her new position with Brooker Memorial, and you know, hearing from her on you know, this new challenge that faces her, and how the tradition and legacy of Brooker Memorial has stood the test of time here in the city of Torrington.
Absolutely. She was a good addition to the to Brooker. That is definitely a true fact.
Thank you, Michelle.
And I think it's kind of interesting, especially when we've been discussing here some of the educational challenges that the community is facing, that you just happen to be on the line, especially with your position on the Education Committee in Hartford.
Yeah, so you have a specific one you're referring to
Well,
before I answer some random question?
Yeah, we were talking about the need for early child care and how difficult it is for parents to find quality spots. And then, even once they find them, the wait list for care for kids is tremendously long, which places an additional burden. Didn't know if you had any insight into that issue. I know it's something you've been actively working on.
Yes. So actually, we just did the ARPA funding bill probably about 3 hours ago. And not that you know or don't know, but I'm calling in from the State House because we're in the last 48 hours of our legislative session. So while I'm talking to you all, I'm going to walk in and take a vote. But we just did the ARPA funding this year, today, and that put money in for child care providers, the teachers that are in the classroom. We was able to work $1,800 one-time.
That's great.
Like incentive, bonus for them, if you will, that they just have to sign up on the portal to register for what their certifications are. And you have to be a child care provider for 6 months, and so hopefully that helps a little bit. And then the other thing that we know, to Christine's point, that care for kids is such a huge issue. I believe there's, in total, roughly around $36 million for child care and care for kids in a variety of different areas. So that'll be instrumental, and especially given the fact that we know that children after school need to be able to go to camp. And you can use Care for Kids dollars for children to go to camp.
Oh, really?
Yes, and we've had, the last time we closed Care for Kids and it rolled over into the summer months and kids didn't have a place to go for the summer, I believe that was the summer we lost 6 children to some type of tragic incident that cost them their lives. So we want to ensure that that never happens again. And so funding Care for Kids and ensuring that the wait list gets shrunken down in time for those kids to be able to go to camp was so vitally important. And so that was part of the stuff that we did today as well.
That's great news. Thank you.
So
thank you.
I'm curious. So Michelle, it seemed like these ARPA funds just kind of popped up out of nowhere. How does that happen?
Well, no, and that's, what. So here's what happens, but it wasn't really a pop up out of nowhere. So recognizing that we have to spend these dollars by the end of the year, a lot of this money has gone unspent by organizations that had the opportunity to apply for the dollars. So in the world of our description, we would call those lapsed dollars, LAPS, lapsed dollars. And so when you have the situation that there's money just sitting on the table, people haven't even used their application option. We can't allow that to sit there. I mean, that would be crazy for us to say, hey, look, you know what, we're just going to wait another 6 months. No, we want to ensure that all of that money is spent. We don't want to send it back. So what ended up happening was they went through and swept a bunch of those dollars that weren't spent to ensure that they are going to be spent and spent in the appropriate manner. So that's how we were able to do the $1,800, one-time payment for classroom child care providers. That's how we're able to find some Care for Kid money and a variety of other things. Because with a lot of ARPA money just sitting there, we definitely wouldn't have been doing our due diligence to ensure that it got sent back to the feds if it's already been accounted for.
How do you appropriate something like that? What's the process of creating the bills and getting them legislated?
So that's just like our everyday process, we recognize when the budgetary process starts, because we had agreed, and we've talked about that on this show, that we were not going to open the 2-year biennial budget. This is the first time in 16 years we've not done that.
Now, see, I thought I was hearing stuff because...
No, you did not hear it wrong.
I'm just saying in government relations, when the House session first started, it was pretty, understood that, this was going to be a non-budgetary session.
Well, every 2 years is a non-budgetary. It's more like the codifying of the budget. So if we were running in a deficit, if we had things that we needed to adjust, a variety of things. So this is our year to be able to fix things. It's not necessarily supposed to be new allocated spending.
Right.
And so we did not open that budget. So everything that people were guaranteed and promised in the 2-year budget last year is staying and moving forward. Now, if an organization had ARPA opportunities and they didn't take advantage of those, they're not getting cut. They're just not getting their ARPA money.
Yeah, that one-time money.
Okay.
Right. So that's how that works. But the process is exactly the same that we would do a 2-year biennial budget. We have public hearings, we have proposals, you have bill options. I mean, don't think that, it fell on deaf ears that people wanted to spend money. Oh, they all wanted to spend money. But at the end of the day, our leadership really held the line and said, no, we're not going to do this. Both parties, both chambers agreed that we would not open that 2-year biennial budget. And like I said, that's the first time since I've been in office that that's happened. And the only way that we had the ability to do in-need spending is with that ARPA money that has been unspent.
Great. Great overview.
We're right, and so we're seeing some things. Some people are concerned about it. The ARPA package today was bipartisan. Yep. There were some, I'm not telling you that it was a whole green board everybody voted for it, but there were both Republicans and Democrats that voted for it. And I think that bodes to the conversation of some people were happy with it, some people weren't, and in this building you don't always make everybody happy, but I do think that making sure that those dollars weren't just left to be unspent and then spent willy-nilly. I think that was what was really important, and that's what our leadership decided to do this session. So, I have the document on my desk. It's a few pages long, probably about 1.5 inches thick. But at the end of the day, it definitely ensures that people, didn't lose what they had, and we fund education the way that we were supposed to, and contrary to what the myths are out there, we're not cutting special education. Now, they asked for more money. We weren't able to give them more money, but we didn't cut what they were giving. So,
okay.
And so and I think that some of that is really about how somebody wants to relay it or portray it as opposed to actually what happened.
Right. Right.
It's the same conversation when we had those ARPA dollars. We told people, don't make them a part of your annual budget. Don't rely on them because we know that they are not guaranteed to go forever.
It's a one-time.
And not everybody listened to us. So then they come back to the legislature and say, hey, you cut my budget. You cut my money. No. We didn't. We just didn't give you the ARPA money that you had last year. That's not a cut. That was your one-time spending, and how you did with it was either the right or the wrong. So, and that battle has been going on. We did put a good amount of ARPA money into higher education, but by statute we have to do that, and if that money's there, we know that we need to do that, and then that gives us a bridge to wait until the next 2-year biennial, so that starts in January, to come back and really look at the dollars and cents. The other problem that we had as well was with tax day being at the end of our legislative session, we really couldn't allocate for what those revenues looked like. So that kind of plays a little tricky time in our short legislative session.
Sure.
Right.
And then we'll do some bonding. So people that have school construction projects and some other things, those will still all get done as well, but that comes under a bonding allocation and not necessarily ARPA allocation.
Now, Michelle, I'm sure, being in Hartford, you know what's going on with the whole teacher situation in Hartford. Can you talk a little about that? Do you have any thoughts on that?
About the teacher situation and the shortage?
Yeah. And
I think part of, so I can't speak to the internal workings of the Hartford Public School. I think that they have their Board of Education and they do their budgetary process. They have their superintendents, and just like we have ours, right? So I wouldn't want anybody to come in and assume what happens in the Torrington Board of Education budgetary process, just like I wouldn't want somebody to assume what's happening in Hartford. But I do know that for whatever the reason, they are having some budgetary issues, not because we cut their money. So the question now lies, what's happening? And so I do believe from my understanding that they're looking at some leadership changes and trying to figure out what to do. At the end of the day, our students are entitled to a free and public education. And part of my concern with charters and magnets is that money takes away from the public school, if you will, by definition. We have funded them all equally in the past year, just like with VOAGs and VOTEC, but the problem that you have is a lot of your public schools are just not keeping their enrollments up. So that means they have less pupils, and that means they have less dollars to follow it. And that is a pickle that I believe that some of our city schools might be in. Hartford might be in a more of a jam right now. I know that they were talking about the amount of teachers that they would have to cut or paraprofessionals. Yeah. I'm really hoping that they readdress that, because at the end of the day, you must, by law, by federal law, not even state law, by federal law, you must provide a free and public education. We know that there was problems in Winchester and Winstead some years back, and they had to go under receivership. I'm hoping that that's not a conversation that we're having in Hartford, that they're able to figure out where their gaps are, or ask for help and say, we really need help figuring out where our budgetary conflicts are. I don't know enough about the inner workings of their agreements with their teachers and their union obligations and their building conditions. I don't know enough about it to be comfortable saying what it is, and I suspect it's probably not one specific thing, but maybe a combination of several things that has just really compiled to where they are.
Right.
And so I'm really hoping that they can figure it out, because the kids must come first in that regard.
Right,
but at the same time, the teachers deserve to be treated correctly and get a fair and equal pay as well.
Agreed.
Well, Michelle, it seems that we learn more and more each and every week with these conversations with you, and we appreciate so much what you do for our community and your constituents, and we look forward to hearing from you every week, and we hope that now that this House session is wrapping up, that you'll be able to make some appearances here on the show.
In person. We gotta outnumber the men again, Michelle.
I know. It's so much better that way. I will have to call out next Tuesday. I will not be able to join you. I suspect I'm going to be on a train coming back from D.C.
Good for you.
Billy graduates on Saturday, Jacque, so I know that you've been following that situation for 24 years.
Can't believe it.
But yeah, so I'll give him a shout out really quick too. So he competed in his last ever collegiate track meet on Sunday for the MAC, the Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference Championships at Rider University in New Jersey.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And he has made it very clear that his body and he are officially retired from that high jump event. He might do some things recreationally, but not at the competitive level.
Yeah.
But he finished first for his school.
Very nice.
And medaled, so he was on the podium. He finished third, but all three of those kids that came out at the same height. And so high jump gets tricky on how they divide you up by who gets what place. But they all came out at the same height. It was horrible conditions. It was cold and rainy.
What was the height, Michelle? Do you remember?
6'7"
Oh, wow. That's high. I was a high jumper in high school as well.
Really?
Yeah, so was my daughter. So, and I would say, so then you would know, like, high jumping in the rain is horrible and dangerous.
Yes.
And
landing on that wet mat is not fun.
Well, I will tell you a quick one, and then I know that Jacque's going to kick me off the phone. So the mat, when they started doing practices, when they jumped over the mat was so flimsy that they were sinking to the ground.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
so he did a couple of jumps and ended up with a pretty good bruise on his shoulder because he was landing on the mat and sinking to the ground.
Wow.
Ooh.
So they had to turn around and put everything on pause. They went and pulled the pole vault mats, the topper, off of the pole vault pit, folded them all up, put them on a cart, wheeled them all over, and they ended up jumping on top of that, on top of the high jump mat, just to give them some cushion.
Wow.
So,
Well, congratulations
it
to
went
him.
for a very eventful, weekend. But at the end of the day, he did very well, and he was proud of the way that he went out. So,
Very nice. Congrats to him.
graduation thank you. And graduation's on Saturday, and then that's it. The cookhouse is officially
An
graduated
empty
all of their
nester?
children.
Well, give Billy my best, and tell him
I
that
absolutely will.
We're with him in spirit.
I will, and I'll also let him know that you're waiting for that basketball game.
Tell him to get his flip flops ready.
You two and your trash talk. It's hysterical. So, but thank you guys again for including me. I love to be a part of the show and the wet cooking segment. It's been a blast. So I'll be sorry to miss you all next Tuesday, but like I said, I'll be on a train on my way back, and I just don't want to commit to not having service.
Right.
And then I don't want to forget to give the shout out for Karen, who I know isn't there, but because we have a board meeting.
Yep.
But the golf tournament for Friendly Hands is on the 20th. So
May
if you're out
20th.
there and listening and want to golf, register. If you want to make some donations, please do that too.
Yep. Great. Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you, Michelle.
Thanks for the update. That's helpful.
All right, and Christian, thank you, and I hope that the addition that we've worked on together is coming along great. I can't wait to see it.
You got to come visit. It's amazing. For those of you that have driven by, we're finishing off the second floor of our building,
Nice.
which will allow for expanded children's therapy program upstairs.
Yep.
So very exciting. Yep.
No doubt.
Good
No
times.
doubt.
Yep.
Yeah, I was able to help get them about $500,000 to help them move that project along. So I'm very excited to see what happens.
Thank you.
Girl, you making money, people money everywhere, all over
We're
the
very,
city, girl.
very grateful.
We're gonna start calling you the kingmaker.
I'm having a lot of bake sales.
Yep. Yep.
Well, keep baking and keep cooking.
Yep.
I will. All right, folks. You guys have a good night.
All right.
too, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
night, Michelle.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, Christina, we're running a little over time. Would you mind hanging around with us a little bit?
Sure. I'd
Okay.
be happy to.
Let's do our bottom of the hour sponsors, and then I
Alright.
want to talk a little bit about the big festival that's going to be taking place with Brooker Memorial.
Okay, so back to our big city sponsors.
That's right.
Toth Insurance Agency, 1151 East Main Street, Torrington. Better protection, better value. 860-496-7771. Toth INS at optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, 16 McDermott Ave, Suite 1, Torrington.
Better call Mel.
860-301-1128. healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. I think we're going to have all our guests into this Better Call Mel. Mel's got his own little jingle. It's the best jingle ever. Next, we have Brooks, Todd and McNeil Insurance, 69 Water Street, Torrington. Keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. 860-598-8753. BrooksToddMcNeil.com. And lastly, Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington. Pediatric care for over 50 years. 860-482-8177. TorringtonPediatrics.com.
Thank you, Coryse, for the shout out to our sponsors. And one event that we look forward to every year is the Brewfest. Now, this could be interesting for you. Is this your first time?
It is, my first time working at Brooker for
Yeah.
the 13th annual. Lucky
Yeah.
13.
Is this the brew fest that happens up at
Ski
Sundown.
Sundown. Yes.
right.
Sundown.
Great venue. So it's coming up quickly. It's already.
And this is actually beer, the one you drink.
Yes, I was going to clarify that. Not Grizzlies. Ski Sundown, Saturday, June 8th, from 1 to 5, the 13th annual Brewfest.
Wow, wait, stop. Wait a minute.
Yep.
I just got to, that's got to
Absorb.
resonate. Oh, my God.
And that's before you know it.
I know.
June
man.
is right
just
around.
a
I'm
month
just
away.
saying. It's just,
Yeah.
Yep.
whoa. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So tickets are available now, litchfieldhillsbrewfest.com. We're looking forward to it. Last year there was close to 2,000 people there, sampling, 85 beer, wine, spirit vendors, food trucks, live music, live bands. Just a great, fun time to get out.
Yep.
And how is Brooker involved in the Brewfest?
Brooker is one of the agencies that benefits from this fundraiser. In addition, it supports St. Marin's Parish,
Yep.
which does great community work,
Yep.
and also Ski Sundown's adaptive sports program.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So the Brooker, it goes to support our child care, our pediatric dentists, and also some of our family support programs. We have a relatives as parents program for those grandparents who find themselves suddenly raising children that they didn't expect to do. We also have a new program, Pathways to Success, where we're helping high school students get tested regarding their natural-born aptitudes, and then we can help them, point them in the right direction for careers that might best match.
That is amazing. That's an amazing program. A lot of times kids aren't finding out what career path to take until
How do
college.
they know? They're 15, 16,
Yeah.
we don't know.
I mean, a lot of times
Right.
they're in college and they still don't know.
They still don't know.
So
we're able to partner with a nonprofit out of Boston called Johnson O'Connor Research Foundation.
Nice.
And Brooker has made a commitment to sending local students. We've sent a total of, I think, 35 from Torrington High School up to Boston for the day for day-long testing, and then they meet with a counselor there. And now the next step, next week actually, we're having an event at Torrington High School where we're going to connect those students with professionals in the community to help
That's
provide them some mentorship.
I think I'm
great
supposed to be
because-
there. Oh no, I better check my schedule.
he's supposed to be there to get the mentorship.
Yes, yes.
To get the help.
We'll be in touch, Jacque.
I
You're
can
welcome
always
to
use
come.
a career change.
You're welcome
I'm
to
an
come.
open-minded individual.
No, it's amazing because, it will also help parents and save parents money because sometimes children end up going to college and
Oh, I know.
not knowing what
Right.
they want and go through
Right.
2 years and drop out or go through
Right.
4 years and come out and still don't know what they want to do.
And this aptitude testing is a little different from some of that typical testing you might do in high school.
Yeah.
It's not testing your interests,
Right.
because a lot of high school kids don't know their interests
Right.
yet. They don't know if they want accounting or banking
Right.
or carpentry or, but it tests their, how they learn, how they process information. Are they tactile? Are they hands-on? Are they visual?
Are they kinesthetic? Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep. So the Brewfest supports wonderful programs like that. Again, we grateful to our presenting sponsor, Torrington Savings Bank, and our many other sponsors that have been very generous to this event.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. I think we might have Joe on the line.
Yeah, I think
let's
we do.
see what's
All right.
up with Joe. There we go, right there. And then there we go.
Joe, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, Joe.
What's up, Coryse? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
Joe, our apologies. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we won't be able to air the music video this week. However, we're going to get it on next week and give our audience an opportunity to see the great work that you guys are doing.
Yeah, man, no trouble, no problem. I appreciate it. Anyway, any type of thought or any type of attention on it, but it's a pretty cool project. The whole crew, Scholes, of course, Shane, also Dual Culture for a Cause members, Kareem. We put a lot of heart into it. We put a lot of love into it, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So yeah.
Joe, now, I got to give you my first impressions when I saw the premiere.
For sure.
I was kind of taken to a place, and what I really thought was ingenious with what you guys did, you kind of took the song and the lyrics to the song and transformed them so that it had literally a universal appeal. And
Yes.
I think the production on it was excellent, and it showcased how the context of what the lyrics of the song was all about in a way that you could relate to it.
Right. I think that's, I think across the board, there's a very astute take on the whole project, not only the audio, but also the visual. When I had...
Now, hold on, Joe. Hold a sec. Now, before we continue on, I think we first need to let our audience know what the name of the song is, so they feel
context.
Yeah, so they know what Joe's going to talk about as well related to the song. So can you just give us the name of the song, and then we can go from there?
Yes. So this song is called Star. It is by the Philosophers Guild. That is our crew, as an overarching umbrella. You can find it on any streaming platform at the moment, and also the video, if you would like to view it tonight, is available to view on Skulls Rapper or just Skulls on YouTube. So yes, the song is called Star.
Star, okay.
And you're the star.
One of them, one of the three. I think something I told to Kareem and Shane was that I thought that, all three of us evenly, put our all into it. And I don't think it could have turned out as well as it did if we all didn't leave our mark or our touch on it. But returning back to what you had said before, I think it was very astute across the board. When I was first writing the hook, which was pretty much the first, actually, it's not the first piece of content, I have to shout out Rob Hyland, a.k.a. Mike Canub. He's a big figure. He's a figure in our group. He's also a figure in the Torrington community. He's the one who produced the record. If it wasn't for his production, it wouldn't have actually existed. But the first written part of the song, the first written component, was the hook. And I just felt that there was something special to it then. But as the concept developed and as the song developed, I wanted to put a twist on a love song in a way that did have that type of universal appeal. I think it's important personally to create music that anybody can pick up and listen to and find some type of value or relatability to it. So I think you're on the nose with that, because that really was truly worked into the intention throughout it. And I think all three of us throughout our verses and throughout the performance of it really capture that.
Well, I think it's important that we mention too, Joe. One of the reasons why we asked you and Shane and Kareem to become a part of Culture for a Cause, because you guys are all, not only are you talented, but you're multi-talented. And we kind of pride ourselves at Culture for a Cause on working with those artists that have those rare skill sets that can really add to the artistic fabric, not only of what we're trying to do, but of what's happening in our region. But not only are you a rapper, you're a writer, you're a dancer, you're a philosopher, and talk to us a little bit about how you're driven to expand and to extend your artistic reach, being a multi-talented artist, and how that affects your approach to your work.
I think it's a very good. Question. Personally, I'm very passionate. When it came to discovery, when I had first considered myself or declared myself outright an artist, I had done a lot of self-discovery, and I feel like through that process, I not only discovered myself as a person, but I discovered myself as an artist. So the more that I discovered, in a lot of ways, I discovered myself and my crafts in unorthodox, unconventional ways. I feel like it unlocked more of my character, and as I had done that, and as I had revealed what intrinsically fulfilled me, I felt like I had to just vault or launch into these efforts full force in every direction, as a dancer, as a songwriter, as a writer, I was just working on my crafts as I was working on myself, working on myself as I was working on my crafts. And I think that intrinsic fulfillment kind of doubles or equates to a self-motivation that's very, very deep in having found some successes, because this is a grant project. And I recently, today, I had congratulated Coryse and Shane on a job well done, because this project has been in the work for quite some time, a little over a year. You know, I always imagined, you know, partnership with, you know, the Arts Council. That's actually what happened, but something of the sort, I guess, was just an idea or a dream at the time. So when it happened, in a sense, it was a dream come true, and I thought it was affirmative, just as even this phone call to me is affirmative as to how far I've come by strictly just pursuing what it is that I love. I think that drive is just imminent, something built into me, and it was something that I revealed, and I don't think I could go about my days or about my ways without pursuing myself or my craft or the art at this point.
And, you know, I think it's really cool that you brought up the Northwest Arts Council, and Steph Burr being the executive director there. I know that it's something that she really strives to make sure that it's a part of her approach every day at her job. She wants to empower artists. She feels like there's enough of a talent pool here in our region that the resources that they put into these artists and their projects and their programs actually elevate their art to a place where not only they can get that self-fulfillment, but that it can actually be relatable to the rest of the community. And I think this project exemplifies that to the fullest.
I appreciate that, man, and I think there really does have to be special thanks for Steph Burr. In particular, I feel like she had taken a notice to our crew, the Philosophers Guild, and you know, it really was it was a big deal to me receiving the grant that helped us fuel and fund this project. You know, it really was one of those moments. I think Steph Burr's fantastic. You know, she really did give us that welcome and that endorsement in the community. And I feel like Steph and the Arts Council, what they really do is help artists believe that it's possible. I'd actually, you know, it's funny that you say this or mention all of this. I'd pretty much written this in the final report for the grant only a few hours ago, is that, you know, programs such as this grant program that we turn into our project, STAR, it really gives hope to artists that you can find success. You can do what you love, and you can do it to some avail. You can make a splash, and you know, I'm truly thankful, truly thankful for the Arts Council for, I don't know, and in some ways helping us legitimize this, but also potentially even helping us to see even further potential in ourselves.
Well, congratulations once again, and I'm going to be chomping at the bit to make sure that we can premiere the music video on the show next week. So I'll give you a heads up if that's going to happen. You can tune in and tell all your friends to check it out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jacque.
Appreciate it. And we're going to do a little bit right here on Salt 2.0 and show some of your other talents as you hook up with Pascal to highlight one of our local restaurants.
Yes.
All right, Joe.
Thank you.
Well, nice talking to you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, you all have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
And let's check out Joe and Pascal at 2.0, see what's going on downtown.
Pascal James.
And I'm Joe Severo, and today we'd like you to join us at Salt 2.0 in downtown Torrington.
Conveniently located right next to the Warner Theater, Salt 2.0 is a great option on show nights.
But honestly, Salt's an accessible and desirable option every day of the week. The restaurant's open from 11:30 to 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, and 11:30 to 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays.
The food service is quick and the options are both affordable and healthy. They fix grain bowls, wraps, burritos, salads, and my vegan friends tell me that the vegan burrito is to die for.
Not to mention they have a finely curated lineup of international and regional draft beers, and Bud Light too.
There's also a great wine selection and a full cocktail bar. The best part might be the seating. I love watching sidewalk traffic from the front section.
The venue is both spacious and inviting.
There's a ping pong table in the upper wing and tap TV interactive trivia at the bar. When you come to Salt, you choose the experience.
Salt 2.0 was born out of necessity during the pandemic. The original Salt 2.0 was open in Litchfield. A dining room of the Saltwater Grill was cleverly converted into an offshoot to provide food for pickup.
You can order online for pickup, or you can order online to sit in, or you can request that a wait person take your order the old-fashioned way. For City Views, I'm Pascal James.
And I'm Joe Severo.
Connecting you with Salt 2.0.
Right.
Are we back?
Yes, we are. We're back.
I don't see myself on the camera.
There you are.
Oh, they just scared me.
He has to see himself all this time, okay? Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Take the sunglasses off, Jacque.
Yeah, how about that,
Yeah, so
Jacque?
we can see you.
Yo, I'm telling you, the allergies are bad, man.
They are
The
bad.
allergies are bad. I got water. I told you guys a story before what happened. I thought you'll believe me.
No, we believe you.
We
It's a rough
believe
time
you.
of year.
It is.
See?
Beautiful time of year. but
My front deck, when the sun hits
It's
it, I
like-
can see just the
it's like
green
s-
pollen.
Yeah, it's like covered in
It's really
snow.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's gross.
Yep.
But we're going to go back to Christina, and we're going to talk about this lovely, let's see, we're at this camera here.
Yep.
This lovely sculpture here that's at Brooker Memorial.
It's
so tell
right
us all about it.
outside. Yeah, part of the downtown cultural district is our lovely sculpture. So a few years ago, the former executive director Kathy had this wonderful idea of a vision of creating something big, and she wasn't sure what that was going to be. But the staff, the board, everybody was excited about this. So they did a call for artists, and they wanted something, whether it be so kids could say, hey, I get my teeth cleaned where the statue of the dinosaur is.
Right.
Or so they did this call for artists, and this wonderful sculpture was selected. They did a public naming contest, and the name that won was All Hearts United. And it really does
I love
go to the heart of the mission of Brooker Memorial.
Now there's like 3 hearts, is that right?
There are, yes.
And it almost looks like hands are holding it up.
Yep, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And, we had a special unveiling. We had all the child care kids outside. We were waiting for their reaction, and this was before I was there, but from what I'm told,
It was cool.
They were
It
more
was cool.
excited about the fire trucks. They took the grand cloth off, and the kids were just looking at the fire trucks and the cranes. So you never know what's going to get their attention, but
Right.
it is beautiful. And we actually have a smaller heart that's on the top inside in our building.
Oh.
The artist made for us as well. So
And is that the sun in the middle of that top
yes,
part?
yep,
Oh,
yep,
that's a
yep,
beautiful.
which really
Yeah.
complements the logo of Brooker Memorial with
Yeah.
the sun. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That was
That's
a
right.
great idea because as our arts renaissance continues to build, through the cultural district and whatnot, I think that is a demonstration of the power of collaboration and what can happen when we put these resources together, what we can come up with. And when you're driving down and you see that there
see it.
now,
Yep.
it just speaks loudly to the commitment that Torrent has made to highlighting the arts and artistic endeavors. So
Now, was this a local artist or?
No, the artist that won, his name, Clayton Schwartz from Florida.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was brought up, on a flatbed, and the kids.
Wow, he designed it out there.
He
and-
designed it. Yeah,
wow.
he designed it there, and it was funded by a grant from the Robert Rosenheim Foundation. So very grateful for them for seeing and believing in this vision of a community sculpture.
Lovely.
why do I have the feeling that Judith McElhone had her fingerprints on that? I don't know. Just a thought.
She may have been on part of there was a selection committee looking at
Yeah.
the call for
Oh, I
artists.
think she was on the
Yeah.
selection
She's,
committee.
yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, and
Yeah,
wonderful
when it comes to
things.
art, man, it's like
She's there. Yeah,
amazing.
Torrington's got a wonderful, blessed with wonderful artists.
Absolutely. And I think it's about time we do some T-Town shout-outs. Coryse,
All right.
what's going on with the crew?
Okay, so T-Town Shoutouts is sponsored by Torrington Downtown Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time. We have Dawn's Getaway, 24 Winston Road, Torrington. Christie's Restaurant, 545 Winston Road in Torrington. And Health Insurance Services, 438 Main Street, Torrington. We also have Wall and Fraunhofer, 117 Main Street, Torrington. Soul Latina Cafe, 31 Hungerford Street, Torrington. Jimmy's Store, 1238 East Main Street, Torrington. If you're looking for a quick, easy dinner meal,
Go there.
go to Jimmy's. 5 Points Art Center, 855 University Drive, Torrington. And George's Music, 905 New Harrington Road, Torrington. My son takes music lessons there. Great staff, great crew. Thank you all for your support from City Views.
Okay, thank you, Coryse. And I think as we start to close, we might want to give a nod to our big city sponsors.
You want to make me put these spectacles back on? Okay, fine, I will. All right, big city sponsors. We have Toth Insurance Agency, 1151 East Main Street, Torrington. Better Protection, Better Value, 860-496-7771. Toth INS at optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, 16 McDermott Ave, Suite 1, Torrington.
Better call Mel.
860-307-1128. healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Brooks, Todd and McNeil Insurance, 69 Water Street, Torrington. Keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. 860-598-8753. BrooksToddMcNeil.com. And lastly, Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington. Pediatric care for over 50 years. 860-482-8177. TorringtonPediatrics.com.
Thank you, Coryse. And thank you, Christina, for joining us on the
Thank
show
you.
today.
Thank you
It's
for having
a
me.
pleasure having you.
Always a pleasure.
And congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
new position.
Looking forward to seeing you at the Brewfest.
You know I'm going to be there.
I know you will
I'm gonna
be there.
I don't know if the band's going to let me on stage with them, no.
He'll find a way. He'll find a way on stage. Trust me.
He'll find a way. There's no bears there. Just some brews.
Well, man, you
Just
got
some brews.
You never know, though.
I was
Jacque
gonna
keeps
say.
them down, right?
I know it is in the spring too. So yeah,
Well, we're definitely looking forward to that.
It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be an
it's
awesome
gonna be a great time, and great hearing about that second story that you guys added on
Yep.
for that building.
Yep.
That's going to be
Yep.
amazing.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to free up some space so we can do some more great programs for the community. So
Yeah.
exciting time to be there.
Well, you're welcome on the show anytime.
Thank you.
Just consider this your spot, and anything that any new news, any updates that you want to spring on us, please feel free to do so.
I appreciate it. Thank you
Great.
for this opportunity.
No problem. And Coryse, what do you got coming up, man? Anything special happening?
Well, Mother's Day is this weekend.
This
right?
weekend.
This weekend
It's
coming.
the
I
middle
can't
of
believe
May
it.
almost.
I know
So
that's-
you shouldn't be asking me, what do I have coming up? What do you have coming up for the mothers, Jacque? Anything special?
Well, I I can't reveal all of that at
You
the
can't
moment.
reveal your secrets.
I can't not.
I mean, I
You have
feel
a few
like
days to come up with something,
you-
Jacque.
Tune
feel-
in next week if you want to know what's happening with the mothers.
I feel like he should have had roses for us just today
because.
on this show. What do you think, audience?
I have chocolates for you instead.
I don't like chocolate.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll take back the chocolates, Dan. Nonetheless, it has been fun, but we got to roll up.
Yep.
And we hope that you can tune in with us next week for more of what's coming at you on City Views. Take care.
City Views.